There he is. On a cold November morning, his relentless pursuit to protect this yard. It's Dan the man. What you doing, Danny? What you looking for, Danny? What are you finding in there, Danny? Morning, everybody. Welcome back to a cold, windy November morning. It's November 1st here at the sawmill. My name's Bill. This is Pirate Solutions Forestry, and you saw Danny in the intro. He is walking around behind the camera right now, hunting chipmunks, squirrels, and mice. We had a real bad few days weather-wise. Yesterday it didn't rain, but it was blowing gale force. Not the best weather to be milling in because it blows the mill head all around. And here we are on a Saturday morning. I got to get some stuff done. Typically go to lunch on Saturday to see my friend Yogi up the street. And I don't know what we'll get into this afternoon. I need to do more firewood. My campwood bins have almost sold out. So this afternoon, I'm not sure what we are going to exactly get into, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to pull another pine log and mill some more 2x4s for Brian Carroll's pole barn. He's getting ready to put that thing up. They got the slab poured. Slab is probably cured now, and he's just got to weld up his post anchors, and that thing is going to start going together. I also did buy one of those beam chainsaws from Harbor Freight, kind of like a Protzi beam saw, to go on my corded skill worm drive saw. I used to live with that corded skill saw. That was my go-to framing saw, but now with the battery DeWalt, I almost never use it, and it just sits in a bag in the garage. So I'm going to put the beam saw chainsaw on that thing, and we're going to try that thing out. Now, it'll cut up to 12 inches deep, and I think it'll just be something good to have around for cutting big beams. We're going to probably do a video on putting that thing on, squaring it up, testing it, probably sharpening it. I don't know how sharp it's going to come from the factory, but we will check that thing out. But what I have to do first is I got to mill these into 2x4s, and also what I have for offcut flitches to the side of the mill over here, what's left over there, into 2x4s. And I'll get a tally and see how many we're going to need to finish up the purlins for his metal roof on his pole barn. And I guess we're just going to get at it. I'm probably going to hyperlapse through a lot of this stuff just because it's not really interesting. We're just milling 2x4s out of existing. Now, the key about these is that they have to be 2 inches thick, but they don't need to be 4 inches wide. So we're going to make them as close as we can, and all the stuff will go to him. I won't keep any of it around for construction lumber for myself, because a lot of them are going to be cut on inches, so they'll come out 3 7/8 wide. And for me, the 4-inch dimension is more important. For him, the 2-inch dimension is important so that his roof is flat. But let's get at it. All right, so we got that part done. We got 26 2x4s here. Plus I have 4x4s in the back that we're going to use for knee braces. And that's a pretty good start to his order. It's 28 feet across the roof. There's going to be 7 rows of purlins. So I'm going to have to do some measuring and some figuring. I think what I want to do right now is I'm going to pull a longer log. I've got 14 footers here, 10 footers and 8 footers. We have to stagger the joints. So I think something in the middle, a 10 or 12 foot log that we're going to cut out. And that's going to get us pretty close, I think, on his purlins. So let's say we need 14 at like 14 feet. That would split the roof. We got 26 at mixed dimensions. It's probably close. We need at least one more log of 2x4 somewhere in the middle, 10 or 12 footers. And I will go searching. We'll pull a log and we will cut that. All right, so we got 26 2x4s out of what we did this morning. And they're all over on the stack. And it's a mixed batch between 8, 10s, and 14s. The roof length is 28. What I've decided to do is cut a 14-foot log. I didn't want to. I wanted to kind of mix the lengths up. But in all honesty, this log is going to make it so that the entire roof can just be done with 14s, and we'll just run the joint up the middle. I don't really see any better way to do it. Now, if we want to mix the joints up, we can use what we have, but I think simplest way of doing it, 14, 14, 14, 14, run the joint right up the middle. They're just purlins, no big deal. And I've got this one up here in the center, leveled up. We're going to try to get a 12-inch, well, we're going to try to set a 12-inch width on this. Sometimes we mix up the term cant and width. In traditional sawing, what we're doing is we're cutting a side, we're turning it, we're cutting a side, we're turning it, and we're setting our width. And then on our fourth turn, we're just milling through it. Well, that's what this is going to be like. We are going to set, I've got a couple of marks down the end, so I kind of, for guidelines to know whereabouts I'm going to go to. We're going to cut the top off it, spin it, cut the side off it like we're trying to get a 12-inch cant, spin it, cut our 12-inch width, spin it up, set ourselves on 8/4 scale, and mill through it in 8/4. And we're going to get a pile of 2x4s out of this. And the 2x4s that we get out of this, I believe, are going to mean that we're going to be able to go over there with all 14 footers and just do it with 14 footers. And the other stuff we can use is bracing or mid-range blocking for the barn board and stuff like that. So we're going to get going on this one. All right, so we're going to fire up and warm up here because I've been away at lunch for a while. We got some good water flow because we're going to be tossing some pitch at it. That is the same carbide band I've been running. I'm going to run it to the end here. So I'm going to cut this one out. We also have some other stuff to cut beginning of the week, because I think I'm going away next week to Pennsylvania or this week coming up on Wednesday with my wife. So I want to get out of all my milling out of the way before we leave. We're going to come up. I do have a mark on this log because it's how I roll. While I keep an eye on Danny. Oh, he's right here. Somewhere right around there. Let's call it 16.5. We're going to make a mark there. Now I'm going to cut barn board out of my jacket cuts because it might be the only thing I'm short on. So we're going to come to 17 5/8. We're going to make a mark there. I think that's going to be close down the other end. So we're going to cut it right here. This might look kind of thick, but I think when I get down the other end, there's not going to be anything left. So let's burn it off here. Now I do have this log leveled up or centered up. This carbide band is still cutting incredible. I'm just shocked at it, to be honest with you. We're going to come back, we're going to drop down to 16.5, and we're going to burn a 1-inch flitch off it. It's not going to be a very good flitch. I'm going to burn off all my flitches from this log tomorrow morning. As I always say, you can never have enough barn board. All right, let's get this thing spun up on its side. We'll take this side off, then we'll set our width, and we will burn this. Our goal here is to get it into a 12-inch wide cant, which is going to be somewhere in here. When we get it in 12-inch wide cant, we'll cut it at 8 and 4, end up with 3 4-inch cants. We'll spin the whole thing up, and then we'll cut down through it this way on 8/4 scale. When I cut my second side, I cut my second side like I'm going to end up with a 12-inch cant. It's not necessarily going to line up with the corner. The reason that I do that is it leaves my options open down the road, that if I find something in the log that's not going to work and I have to cut my 12 inches in a different orientation, then it just gives me that option. So I'm cutting this side based on 6 inches out of the center of the log. And also, when I do this, all my clearance issues go away. So I do have a mark on the side. I only put a mark on 2 sides, somewhere in there, 16 inches. So we're going to make a mark there. We're going to come up to 17 and 8. See what that looks like. I think I got one more. We're going to 18 and 1/4. We're going to burn it off right there. Close that throat down just a little bit. Burn it off. I do get asked often, how do you keep from hitting your stops? Now I know that my stops only come up 13. So on a big log like this, as long as I'm working above 13, it's not even an issue. So now we're at the outside of our 12-inch cant in 2 dimensions now. This dimension and this dimension, we're at our outside of our 12-inch cant. We're going to spin it up, set our width, burn it off, and then spin it up and mill down through the whole thing. All right, we're going to come to 12. Because I'm going to burn them off on inch marks on the 4-inch dimension. Looks like there's one above it. It's going to come to, oh, that was 13. That wasn't 12. I'm going to come to 12. Right there. We're going to come to 13 and 8. come to 14 and a quarter. We're going to burn it off right there. Overall, we did a really good job of centering this log up. We got about the same at the beginning as we got at the end. All right, so we're at 14 and a quarter. We're going to drop it down to 13 and an eighth, burn it off, and then burn it off at 12 back to back. All right, now we're going to do things a little bit different here than we normally do. Normally, we wouldn't split this in half and split this in half right now because it'd be eaten into our barn board. But in this case, we're going to try to get as many 2x4s out of this as we can. So we're going to flip this stuff off. We're going to cut it at 8 and 4 right now. Normally we would wait to do that. We're going to do that right now. So in other words, there won't be any flitches off the other side. It's just going to be, where can we cut from? It's going to be somewhere around, we're going to be 10 inches clean. All right, so we're going to come back. We're going to cut it at 8 and we're going to cut it at 4. I might have to drop my stops to do that. Come up above 12. We're going to come back, stand up those couple of cants. Then we'll burn it off on scale, on 8/4 scale. All right, we're going to stand it up and then burn it off on scale. So we're going to set our 8/4 scale right now. And actually, I'm going to take my magnetic scale off. There's a 4/4 scale on my Norwood scale. I'm perfectly lined up with an 8 right now. We're going to come up to the top. I know that 10 cleans up, 10 inches cleans up perfect. We're going to see what the one above that is like. That's like 10 and a half. I'm going to get a few 2x4s out of that. I'm going to put the next one, which is like 12 and 5/8. We're going to burn it off right there. I'm going to close my throat down. And right now I'm looking for waves. If I cut a wave, I'm going to slow down. Now this, all of those 2x4s that I just cut are going to have some weight on them. But the thing about it is that the center one's almost clean, and they're all going to be longer than like 8 feet. So my center one's probably going to be good for 14. The outside ones are going to be good for, I don't know, 10, 12. All this stuff goes to firewood. And right now I'm 12 and 3/4 high, so I would have camped it out at 12. And we're just going to drop on an 8/4 scale all the way through. So next drop down somewhere around 10.5. I'll come up above, see where I am, just so I know. Just come up to 13.5 to come back. We're going to go down to the next 8/4 mark below 10.5. 8 3/8, just like it should be. Danny! Just going to find Danny quick. All right, well, we found Danny. He's coming back over here, and we're going to mill the rest of this out. So we were at, was that 9 1/8? No. Oh, other 8 mark. We were at 8 3/8. Should be able to mill the rest of it out because we have 8 inches of drop and we're going to be 2 inches above the bottom. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3. We have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 2x4s, which is exactly what I thought we were going to get. We only needed 14 footers to do all the purlins. I have, I think, 5 over there. So we're way good. A couple of these wouldn't do 14 footers. They're going to be a little short because of the wane on them on the outside. But we have plenty. That's going to make it simple. And we're going to have a bunch of extra 2x4s. And we're going to take a look at this log and see how flat that band's still cutting, because that band, guys, is getting way out there. So let's take a look, see if we can see any waves in it. I don't see anything down the side here. See, maybe, I don't know if you guys can see them, but maybe a couple of dinky little waves down there. I see some waves on this side out here, just little teeny ones. Nothing that's going to cause a problem. In my sidelines, it looks like it cut pretty flat, but this band is still as far out there as we've gotten. We're out. We got to be getting out into that 3,000 board foot area. Is still cutting really, really good. So it's really amazing how well that band is still cutting after all these board feet. I realize I'm doing this all in softwood, but we've cut a bunch of dirty stuff. I'm going to keep running that band until it bucks me. Just going to tell you that now. We've already gotten our money out of it by a long shot, but we're gonna keep running it because I don't have anything diamond to sharpen it. So this is the end of its life for that carbide band. When it comes to the end of that carbide band, I'll probably keep it around as a extreme use band if I have some weird log that's got a bunch of metal in it, which might be one of those cherries, at least just to cube it out. But that's pretty much it. I mean, that's how quickly you can lay your way through a whole crap pile of 2x4s. We've now got basically Brian's entire pole barn is milled out. I don't know how long it's going to take him to do his post brackets and stuff like that, but this pole barn could go in and all the purlins are done, rafters are done, Top plates are done, posts are done, siding is done. I am going to edge the rest of that siding that I just cut, or the 1x material that I just cut tomorrow morning. And hopefully tomorrow we will pick something else to mill. My wife wants me to go away to Pennsylvania with her on Wednesday. So I'm going to be gone like Wednesday through the weekend. And what I want to do before then is get all my milling done that I have on my plate right now. Whether people come out and pick the stuff up or not is a different story. Monday is going to be kind of a waste day because I have to go deliver that big clear pine order that's over to my right, to your left. I have to go deliver that on Monday. So Monday's kind of a waste day. Between Monday afternoon, Tuesday, and tomorrow, Sunday, I need to try to mill Mike Trotto's order that he dropped off last night, which is a bunch of oak. And that's pretty much it. And then hopefully get all these people to come out and pick their stuff up over the next couple of days. While we're getting ready to head out of Dodge on Wednesday. So that's what's going on, guys. I always appreciate you coming along for the ride. I'm going to go in and watch some college football. Right now, Texas is laying it on Villanova. I am going to watch Notre Dame at 3:30. God bless Our Lady of Lourdes. Maybe have a couple of cocktails this afternoon, sit around, chill out. I can't clean out the mill because my wife took the blower this morning to go to the Veteran Center. They have, once a month, they do a volunteers come out, clean up, like trim bushes and clean up junk around the place. I assume that's why she wanted the blower, so I can't blow out my mill. I'm going to have to do that tonight when she gets back. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys like the improvements to the mill yard. I can tell you that when I do turn around down here, I'm still digging a hole. I am probably going to have to get into the habit of regrading the yard every night when I put the mill away, at least for the time being. We knew that a 10,000 pound skid loader was going to drill itself into the ground there, and there's really no better way to do it. I mean, it's just where I have to put my logs and where I have to load. So is what it is. But yeah, I mean, mill's cutting great. The band's cutting great still. When you feel that band, it still feels like laser sharp. I'm really impressed with those carbide bands. I mean, obviously, you guys know I tout the Stella Cut bands, and I'm super impressed with those. But this carbide band is on its own level. It's really something different. I'm really impressed with it. I think we've kind of worn off now some of the imperfections and where they welded it and where it was jumping around. It's kind of running a little flatter now because it's run through like 3,000 board feet of wood. But make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you like what we do. If you don't like what we do, give us a thumbs down. Make sure if you want to buy something from Norwood, you go into the description of this video below. There's my Norwood affiliate link. You can copy and paste that to your browser. That just tells Norwood that you watch my video. And for Danny and myself, thank you very much for the watch. And it's Pirate Solutions out.